Hello, everyone. Mike Arnold here, co-founder, Pat Trading Partners, along with Bob Biacchino. How is everyone doing today? Let's see what's going on. Wow, never seen something like this. Amazon complete reversal saving the market. Well, we'll see. I think it'll get sold after this. If you really dive into what's going on, I think it will get sold after this insane bounce up. I mean, yeah, I completely agree. Feels like we are already in full blown casino mode again for the short term. Big earnings winners: Amazon, Bill, you, Snap, Pins, all beat and all shot way up. Yep, they were way down first. We'll take yields and oil marching higher. You got to remember the macro picture. Thanks. Yep, there are so many to track during this. That's great. Yeah, please share them. Again, I can only, I mean, yeah, Snap up 40% after hours. These moves are just completely ridiculous. It was low liquidity. All right, we'll take a look at Amazon. That's the big one this afternoon. And we'll peek at Snap and I guess Pinterest. We could take a look at that. Definitely going on now. Not even going to bother with GoPro, by the way. Not even going to bother with GoPro. I should have had my cursor over here. Amazon we'll look at. Snap we'll look at. Pinterest. Go. Who's going to look at GoPro? I'm going to look at Skechers. Not on the live stream, but just to see it. Now, if Skechers was up like 50% after hours, then I'd just throw in the towel. I'd throw in the towel at that point and just call it. I'd say I need to find a new career for me. By the way, tomorrow morning, Friday, oh, that's going to be brutal. Royal Caribbean, that's going to be interesting. I'll have to just look at that. That'll be my morning entertainment, by the way. More important tomorrow, let me just get that off the screen. More important tomorrow, we have non-farm payrolls. That's going to be the big mover. Maybe I did a market preview live stream today. Unless I'm swamped, I will try to do another one tomorrow. Please, for the people who tuned in, let me know what you thought of that today. Other stuff, let's see, unemployment claims down from previous and lower than forecast. Non-farm productivity was up. Unit labor cost was not up as much. Final services PMI did beat slightly, and anything above 50 is expansion versus contraction. So keep watching for that, especially going into next month. ISM services PMI, slight beat again, but down from the previous. So big thing tomorrow is non-farm payrolls. Here's the heat map from today before, again, Amazon earnings, which will really sort of juice things up tomorrow. But again, I'm expecting more of a sell-off. Microsoft down, Apple down. You can see blood in the streets again. Amazon will do a pop-up, and a bunch of this stuff is going to pop in sympathy with it. So let's just leave that there. By the way, did anybody else find this? And this was before, or look at the end of it. It's almost like, okay, we know Amazon's gonna go big because we had some serious buying pressure in the last 5 minutes. It's almost like it was expected, but not saying anything more than that. So let's just get through some of this. This was not very bullish price action again today. This is what we start to see at market turns. Again, pretty decent sell-off. Again, the double still is in play. On a shorter term basis, we had this nice little double top. I put that in the market preview today. So we had this nice little double top, clearly hitting all the targets. And then again, reversing into the close rather strongly. Oh boy, up also just in front of that next harmonic, which I have to bump up my harmonics now. Do I have this anchored? I'm just doing the major ones. Bullish line in the sand for tomorrow. I'm roughly leaving around this 45.11 mark. Let's take a look at that bigger picture though. Then I'll get back to some comments. Again, closing technically above the 4-hour rotation zone again. So I always watch stuff on the closing basis. I'm going to be watching for some follow through at least after hours tonight, but then I'm really going to be focused on how Europe opens and whether this Amazon move can sustain stuff. And we'll get into some other stock charts in a bit. Targets the upside for tomorrow. Again, I'll just use the harmonics coming back down, and we had this nice little resistance shelf right there, about 45.38. Above there, I'm going to 40. I'm going to bump this down a bit, about 45.70. Then today's high. Then above that, 46.23 to about 46.28 to the upside. Beyond that, next area is 46.60. To the downside, next major level, if we sell off again, I'm just watching this 44.50 area and then back to 4,400. Again, daily chart. We had some pretty decent selling all day today until the close. I'm still watching again, even on another bounce. I'm going to watch for another rollover move. I'm getting more and more bearish longer term. Let's see what else. What else do we have? I'll get to snap comments later. Yeah, we will look at the Amazon numbers too. The stake would be, well, that's one of the key things. If you dive into numbers, the stake on Rivian was a huge percentage of their beat, and then it was Amazon Web Services, which is their strong business. So it was the Rivian thing, but a lot of the algos just scanning the headlines saw the massive beat, and then it was off to the races, falling all over each other, trying to, get to the entrance first, I should say, just trying to buy the stock. If you throw in the towel, I will have to consider getting my desk job back. Yeah, you were probably talking about the end of day, like the last 5-minute major ramp right before Amazon releases, based off selling pressure all day, and then it's interesting. Hello, will you announce when you do a market preview and miss today's? I put it in the general section on Discord. Assume if I'm going to do it, it's going to be 8 Central Time, 9 Eastern Time. If it's going to happen. I'll try to put the link in Discord as long as it's a free service. Amazon, Baba, Facebook, even Tesla up all huge. Why? It's just that mad rush because there's going to be a pop in the NASDAQ. Again, people are thinking tomorrow. So you have the high flying tech names are all going to move in sympathy. Again, we don't have a very intelligent market. We have a reactionary market now. And especially with the kind of market it is, you start to see these insane moves. And even insane moves in other stuff that, all right, they're just going to move in sympathy because, okay, everything's changed because Amazon, and you strip out the Rivian and then start looking at Amazon. And take a look at Amazon's guidance. Their guidance for Q1 was horrible in my book. Horrible, but that's being ignored until it won't be ignored. But this is the kind of stuff you see, especially at market tops. So that is S&P. Here's your NASDAQ, which again, I'm going to just see what though happens during Europe, but I'm expecting once it resumes trading again in a just over an hour, we're going to pop up, and then I will really have to see. Coming down straight to the 50% level. Right here, 50% level. Well, let me get my auto thing on again. You see here, a significant level in the 50%. So that's, again, my key line in the sand. What we'll have to look for based off. This was, I mean, come on. 5-minute, we were going into the last bar of the day and then kaboom, and you have Amazon just go. But separate from that, let's see how we'll position it for tomorrow. Just looking at the charts here, bullish line in the sand, I'm going to drop this a bit. So as long as it stays above about 14,850. we'll just go roughly about 14,850. I'll be at least in short-term bullish mode. That doesn't mean long-term bullish mode. You came down there. I pointed this out, I think, yesterday with the 50% significant level and the flat 200. Really nice bounce off of there. On a pullback, I am still going to watch 14,600 roughly. And then I'll go back to 14,500. We go below there, 14,288 to 14,300. To the upside, I'm targeting 15,065. Should we get above this like resistance shelf, bullish line in the sand, 25% harmonic and significant level, all right in here. Then I'll be targeting 1565, then 15,145, then the highs from yesterday. So, and we still, even with this move, coming back to the top, but based off a closing basis, the double still is in play. Do not ignore this 25% area. You have the flat 200 again, which is now back to resistance and the top of the rotation zone, so I'll still be watching that. Also, even if we rally, we got the 50 right at the top of the double, and then we'll see how stuff reacts. I'm, again, not expecting this rally to sustain for a long time in the NASDAQ. We're just getting some insane moves right now. Dow just coming back down to 25% levels. You have the 200 right here. A little bounce off that at the end of today. I'm going to be watching, though, overhead resistance now about 35,275. If we did get below that, oh, shoot. Didn't want to move all that. If we do, where's my bullish line in the sand? There it is. If we do get above that, I'm watching about 35,260, not 270 for bullish area. Above that, I'm going to target again about 35,370. Then I'll go back to the highs, 35,590 to 35,600. Above there, since we pretty much came really close to hitting that next harmonic up here, I'm going to raise them. So, you know, if we get above that 35,600, we'll look at that with another significant level, 35,910, then 36,230. But that key area I'll be watching on any pullback is about 34,950. We break below there, 34,600, then 34,300. All right. Here's your Russell rolling over with the rotation zone. I'm just watching 2060 still as major resistance, and it has not triggered this double on a close. It still is in play if it rotates back up, but no trigger on a close. And we wait for the closes on these things. So there you go to the upside. If it continues to pull back, I'm watching about 1950. All right. Crude continued march higher. Next major, I'm targeting about, we're closing in on these harmonics, but let's see here. I'll get to some other stuff in a minute. I just got to change this from a reverse back to the forward and see how that modifies stuff. All right. Minor, I'm watching 91.88. Majors, 93.27 for the upside in crude. Gold, silver, not doing much. Let's check in on notes. Again, rotating down, we did have this potential double, which of course has not even verified or triggered, but this is getting close to turning into a triple bottom, which is then slightly favors a continuation pattern, and therefore I will be looking for a lower dollar major reversal based off the ECB. So we're going to see if they really do change their stance. Inflation numbers in the euro are getting out of hand, and we had the BOE hike 2 days, and the dollar got hit. So we'll have to consider to see if this continues down longer term. The key area I'm still watching on a closing basis is about 95. All right, we got through all that. Oops, I forgot to take off my NASDAQ thing. Let's see. Let's see what else we have. Hey, Dan Jet. Hey, Rich. Snapchat. Well, we'll take a look at Amazon first. Amazon, where are we trading? 32.62. I mean, that's just after, I mean, look at this. Look, where are we? 32.60 right now. Uh, 17.5% up move after hours. Again, the option implied volatility was for about a 5% move. I'm going to watch for this to backfill and retrace. So, what I was talking about earlier, let's just see if I still have anything up here. I'm just glancing over. I got multiple monitors going. The web services, again, pretty much saved the day. This is interesting. Operating margin by segment. Here's your web services, which is our cash cow. But if you look at their operating margin by segment, North America negative, international negative. So the only thing that's saving them, and their guidance was first quarter guidance was lowered, but that's all at the window right now. But I'm going to watch, by the way, pullback area for me would be about 3,100. First for a pullback tomorrow. I'll be surprised as we have this major follow through to the upside all the way. Although if it does keep rallying, it's just my next target would be 33.70. Snap. Again, what's the move here? That's 40%, you said? Oops. 40% based off the close to where we are now. 30. Yeah, now it's up nearly over 50%. See, that's all right. So they eked out a small profit and they beat on revenues, but now it's 50% more valuable than the close. So we'll see. I'm not expecting that to sustain either. That's so funny. We had that double pattern that came up, hit the first target, gapping down today, and then just moving up strong. Pins. You said pins. Again, everything's gapping. Let me take off some other crap I haven't updated on here because I don't really watch pins. I'm not expecting these to sustain. I'm expecting them to roll over again. They've been pretty beat up, but I'm expecting them to roll over. Reported, so a slight upside surprise, 7.75%. Beat on revenue. So we shall see. I will start watching again for all the gap fills. I gambled on this with a 2,700 put on which, yeah, 50%, 55%. Snap isn't losing ad revenue like Facebook. I think Snap will roll over along. Amazon moving the market with it. Yep, ugly charts everywhere. Ugly charts. Some of these, yeah, we just get the bounce. I'm now watching for the rollover. Everybody chases after hours. On Amazon, I sold 2,700 put weekly expiration. Oof. Well, I think we will. The only good thing is I think we'll backfill, but not to 2,700. So that's an earnings play. So there you go. I mean, that's where you have to manage your risks. 75 in premium. I wonder where. Let's see, 2,700. Yeah, you did get lucky. So it's 26. Yeah, I mean, you should be banking that to the upside. So I get out of that definitely on the open. Well, no, I mean, that's just going to expire worthless if you sold it. So there you go. I mean, there's no way it's backfilling that much. That would be the biggest earnings reversal ever I'd see. So what else do we have? What was their Amazon? What was their? I'm just looking to see what their forecast. Oh, by the way, they bumped Prime membership for new and existing members. It's going to 139 for existing members after March 25th on your renewal date. So net sales missed, by the way, and operating income also missed really bad. The thing that crushed it was the Rivian investment, which is a one time, and it looks like they marked it to market at the end of December. And Rivian's down, I believe. Is Rivian's still down since then? And let's see. I'm more interested in the retail aspect. Now, Amazon Web Services will just keep chugging along as normal. But I'm more as again looking at the retail thing, which I think why it will continue to backfill. Let's see. I will during the live stream for the company that shall not be named. Yeah, I saw it was down 8% small. So we shall see. Ford missed. Let's take a look at Ford. I knew they were coming in. All right, so they're trading slightly down after hours. Potential double that did not trigger. That's turned into a triple. I'm actually watching Ford to return to this 200 moving average at this point. Even shop ripping. Wow. I mean, we just have these sympathy moves. This is actually sort of turning. Who said it? Casino. Yes, this is. You have called. I mean, shop reports in a few days, but what's that? 890. So shop all of a sudden in a sympathy move is worth 10% more. I mean, people are. I think maybe they're saying, oh well, if Amazon beat, but Amazon with their online shopping is that it did not crush it. So if this is a consumer play, like, oh, consumers are still going to buy stuff online and everything else, it's going to get interesting. I see a lot of this getting wiped out in the next few days. Shop doesn't even have cloud services. I think this. I mean, I go agree. There's going to be some good short in my book. There's going to be some good shorts. There are going to be some good shorts. I mean, come on. Come on. I mean, I guess it's just a gift at this point. The gift that keeps on giving. A bunch of sympathy moves. And, everybody's, oh, NASDAQ's going to be up tomorrow. Well, we'll see. I mean, these are the kind of things that happen in market rollovers. I'm going to state it again. I don't think these moves are going to hold. Anything else interesting I should be looking at right now? Now, this is where take a look at Unity. Oh. Come on. There it is. Let's see. Here's Unity. Come on. Don't frustrate me. So they beat by 2 cents, still losing money. And revenue beat. Let's see. They're trading at 106. Still didn't trigger that double. Still didn't trigger the double. There's going to be some great plays to the short side with some of these gaps. There are going to be some great plays because this could have a fantastic stop above this 110.41 area with the rising rotation zone. If things roll over again, there's going to be another great little gap play there. Yeah, Google closed below 62.5%. We'll take a look. Oh, wow. Not which one? For Google, again, Alphabet. I hate this. Change your friggin' symbol then. As long as you say it's GOOG or GOOGL, depending on whether you're looking at which class of stock you're looking at. The little thing for me still closed on GOOGL just above. I don't have it measured on Goog. But Goog did close below. I'm watching. This is not bullish. When they actually had... Now, these earnings are more impressive than Amazon with a one-time event. Amazon, the only thing that's pressing me is the Amazon Web Services, but even that, the operating margin is starting to dwindle. But this, when you crush it with Google and then you get sold, now Google will probably bounce again tomorrow, but I'm again watching for a full complete gap fill on this. GoPro. So GoPro, they are. Did they release already? Does somebody have it? I mean, GoPro's not doing anything after hours. Did they already release? I can't scan this news feed right now. We interesting. I haven't looked at GoPro in ever. Look at this. Little double trigger running up just in front of this final target in the rotation zone, then rotating down. Ugh. I go based off this price action. Even if it gets a slight bump, I'm going to watch for a triple bottom on GoPro. Then just do your projections from the most recent swing. Wondering what the next targets down will be. Okay, there we go. Now I want to look at it on the weekly chart. That's not going to be sustained. I'm just watching really for, I'll keep an eye on the 710 target right here if I glance at it, but really I'm just watching for it to return to the 200. Let's see. GoPro beats by 6 cents, beats on revenue, announces buyback. Oh. See, when you don't have anything better to do with your money, you're going to buy back your own shares. What a joke. Don't get me started on stock buybacks, too. You know, it's going to be so interesting. 40% of market cash is cash, no debt, and fantastic product. They are still such a niche. I'm going to watch for lower prices. Yeah, they can hold or bounce, but the longer term, this is a complete sell to me. What else? Anything else we want to look at real quick? I just want to check something. Ratios today. See, we're back into. Now, this will bump tomorrow. You'll watch for the value to be in play. I mean, growth to be in play in the morning, but just keep watching for value growth rollovers. Growth will get another bounce, but you still. Oh, that's what I was going to do. And here's what I'm talking about. Here's why we're not. And Bob says he doesn't think as many people are buying the dip, and I think people buying the dip still mass heavily. Percent planning to increase equity exposure, 78%. Okay, increase. We're still in full blown buy the dip mode, full blown, and I think that's a testament to what's going on after hours. Everything is just buy the dip. So, and this is the way things work. And by the way, this is another interesting thing from FactSet. Remember we had that huge rally at the end of January? So final 2 days of the month of January, we're up 4.4%. And here's a bunch of the dates since when? 1950 to current. And here's the return for the next month. Besides your major outlier right here in 62, everything is, I mean, the next biggest one is only 2%. And then everything else is not good. But I mean, I'm calling that a pretty much wash, you know. So if you look, it's generally not positive when you have that big a rally. And I am a big problem now. There's only, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. No, that makes sense. Well, now this is going to be the 11th instance. So you don't have a ton of data behind it. But if you look, it's only 30% positive. So does that mean we're going to necessarily be down this month? No, but I'm also going with the current price action and the current environment. I'm watching still for further decline in prices after tomorrow's stupid bounce, and we'll see even what happens with non-farm payrolls. Although we'll probably non-farm payrolls will come in probably horrible, and then everybody will I can't say everybody, but we'll probably rally the markets off a horrible non-farm payroll print because everybody was like, oh, the Fed won't hike now. This is the kind of idiocy you get in these market rolling over tops. So I'm getting really out for XME. What do you think about miners double bottom? That's a great little double bottom. Off of key support. I mean, longer term, I'm still bullish on gold and silver, especially silver. This, even on pullbacks, is a complete. This is a beautiful play for this upper end. Now, remember, this is in a horizontal channel. Your double bottom is completely valid. Now, look at this support base. So this is completely valid for a great little double bottom play. Still, even on pullbacks, it's easy to get into. So there's nothing wrong with that. Stop. I put below the gap right here. So even if it did come back and the stop would be slightly lower based off my rules even than that. But even with this gap fill, it's still a longer term play for the metals and mining ETF. There is a fair amount of money on the sidelines. I've seen those stats. However, it just has no place better to go now, and a lot of the money's waiting for, some more clarity and a potential bigger pullback. But even that, I don't think if we start pulling back, you'll get to some net sellers longer term. So even the additional money sitting on the sidelines won't fix it. All right. Not seeing anything else. By the way, I'll probably NAS potential inverted head and shoulders. Well, let's take a look on the 4-hour. You mean a regular head and shoulders? You mean this? That would not be an inverted head and shoulders. An inverted head and shoulders is this. This is a regular head and shoulders. And yes, it does qualify. Yes, it was triggered. And it looks like the moves would fall in place. And it looks like it will probably get stopped. But yes, that was a valid pattern. Little mini shoulders. The small one. I'm not seeing a small one. I only see this big one. At least I'm not seeing one on the 4-hour. I don't see one. That's... So again, I'm watching for some follow through, but non-farm payrolls is going to be interesting tomorrow and the European session to see what happens during that. By the way, we're going to have a bigger discussion on this. Why did that blank out? Fantastic. There we go. Gains needed to offset a loss. Maybe I'll talk again. The company shall not be named, but I just want everybody to take... With these market conditions, people are focusing on, look what's popping. I'm more focusing on potential losses at this point, and I just want to point this out. With your whole portfolio or any stock, especially with people getting into not a wide portfolio, but concentrated stuff and some high PE stuff, you start taking bigger hits in your portfolio. Oh, and I'm not just talking over the next couple of weeks. I'm talking we get an extensive drawdown. You get into these bigger drawdowns or these bigger losses and don't manage your stops very well, The numbers percentage increase you have to make it up gets to be huge. I mean, yeah, from a 10%, you only need an 11% gain to offset the loss. 15%, you only need 18%. Those are manageable. But you start getting into 40% losses, 50% losses, and look at the gains needed to offset those kind of losses. Just keep that in mind moving forward, especially as I believe we will continue to roll over, and know where your stops are. And this is the time to trade safely and not just chase stupid. I think it still will be non-farm payroll. I still think it will be. I think it could. I actually think it could be a boost to the upside. I think it'll just continue to, unless we get some selling during Europe, I think it will continue this little mini rally that will start with Amazon. So that's where we sit. I will talk to everyone who wants to show up for the next live stream in about 20 minutes. Until then, and again, let me know what you think of the market preview, and I'll talk to everyone later. Bye for now.